LeBron James versus Larry Bird, the battle that never happened. What if the greatest battle in basketball history never actually happened? What if two legends from completely different eras suddenly stepped onto the same court, both in their absolute prime? One is a physical phenomenon, a player built like a machine, combining power, speed, and intelligence in ways the sport had never seen before. The other didn't look like a superstar at all. No explosive athleticism, no flashy speed. But he dominated the league with nothing but skill, confidence, and a basketball IQ that made opponents feel like they were playing chess while he was playing checkmate. One is the symbol of modern basketball greatness. The other is the definition of old-school dominance. LeBron James, Larry Bird, two icons, two completely different styles, two completely different eras. And one question that has divided basketball fans for decades: if these two legends faced each other in their prime, who would win? This is not just about statistics, not just about championships. This is about mentality, legacy, and two players who changed the game forever. By the end of this story, you may never see this debate the same way again. The NBA in the 1980s was brutal. Basketball wasn't just a game. It was a battle. Hard fouls were normal. Trash talk was constant. Every possession felt personal. And in the middle of that chaos stood Larry Bird. At first glance, Bird didn't look like someone who would dominate professional basketball. He wasn't the fastest player. He wasn't the strongest. He didn't jump higher than everyone else. But what he had was something far more dangerous: confidence. Larry Bird believed he was the best player on the floor every single night. And somehow he kept proving it. Bird had one of the most lethal jump shots in NBA history. Defenders knew exactly what he wanted to do, but stopping him was nearly impossible. He could shoot from anywhere. He could pass through impossible angles. And his understanding of the game made him 10 steps ahead of everyone else. But what truly made Bird terrifying wasn't just his skill. It was his mind. Before games, Bird would walk into the locker room and ask a simple question: who's coming in second tonight? He didn't ask who would win. He already believed that answer was obvious. And most nights, he was right. More than 20 years later, basketball witnessed something entirely different: a new kind of superstar. In 2003, an 18-year-old player entered the NBA with expectations so massive they seemed unfair. His name was LeBron James. Before he even played a professional game, he was already called the chosen one. Most players would collapse under that kind of pressure. LeBron embraced it. From the moment he stepped onto the court, it was clear the league had never seen a player like him before. He was 6 feet 9 inches tall, but he moved like a guard. He could run the fast break, control the offense, defend multiple positions, and score in almost every way imaginable. Where Larry Bird controlled the game with intelligence, LeBron combined intelligence with overwhelming athletic power. Watching LeBron attack the basket felt like watching a freight train moving at full speed. And once he reached the rim, there was almost nothing anyone could do. But LeBron's journey wasn't easy. Every mistake he made became national news. Every playoff loss became a debate about his legacy. Yet year after year, LeBron kept improving. He became stronger, smarter, more complete, until one thing became undeniable. LeBron James wasn't just a superstar. He was one of the greatest players the sport had ever seen. Larry Bird and LeBron James represent two completely different styles of basketball greatness. Bird was a master of precision. His jump shot was pure. His passes were perfect. And his ability to read the game made him feel almost psychic on the court. LeBron, on the other hand, is the ultimate basketball athlete. He dominates with strength, speed, and versatility. He can play every position on the court: point guard, forward, sometimes even center. Bird destroys defenses with skill and intelligence. LeBron destroys defenses with power and versatility. One uses strategy like a chess master. The other uses physical dominance like a force of nature. And that contrast is exactly why this debate is so fascinating. Larry Bird might be the most confident trash talker the NBA has ever seen. There are legendary stories about Bird telling defenders exactly where he was going to shoot the ball, seconds before scoring. In one famous story, Bird played an entire game using mostly his left hand just to challenge himself. And he still dominated. That level of confidence wasn't normal. It was psychological warfare. Bird didn't just beat opponents physically. He defeated them mentally. But LeBron's mentality is built on something else. Responsibility. From the moment he entered the NBA, LeBron carried the hopes of entire cities. Every team he joined expected championships. Every fan expected greatness. And every critic waited for him to fail. Yet through all that pressure, LeBron delivered. Multiple championships, historic playoff performances, and moments that will be remembered forever. His famous chase-down block in the NBA Finals is still considered one of the greatest defensive plays in basketball history. Different personalities, different approaches, but the same unstoppable drive to win. Now imagine the impossible. Prime Larry Bird. Prime LeBron James. Game 7. Final possession. Bird has the ball. He studies LeBron carefully. LeBron's size and speed create a defensive wall. But Bird isn't afraid. He dribbles once. Fakes left. Steps back. The shot rises. But suddenly LeBron explodes forward. His arm stretches across the air like a closing door. Block. Now LeBron has the ball. He dribbles slowly. Bird prepares himself. LeBron drives toward the basket. One powerful step, then another. Bird tries to hold his position. But LeBron spins past him. The rim shakes as the dunk slams through the net. The crowd explodes. Two completely different styles. Two unstoppable forces. And no easy answer. Larry Bird finished his career as a 3-time NBA champion and one of the smartest players the game has ever seen. He proved that basketball isn't just about athletic ability. It's about intelligence, skill, and confidence. LeBron James built a career that redefined what a complete basketball player could be. Longevity, versatility, leadership. His impact on the game will be studied for generations. Different eras, different challenges, but the same level of greatness. So, who wins? LeBron James or Larry Bird? The truth is, basketball doesn't work like that. Greatness cannot be measured only by statistics or championships. It's measured by impact, by influence, by the moments that make fans fall in love with the game. Larry Bird gave basketball its fearless confidence. LeBron James showed the world what a truly complete player could be. And because of both of them, basketball became bigger than ever before. But if time ever bent, if one night the arena lights turned on, and both legends walked onto the same court, one thing is certain. It wouldn't just be a basketball game. It would be history.